One thing we learned in CG Select that helped us going up into Premier, getting us to Premier, was hiring people and knowing through Sharper. We hired Sharper and they showed us, how to build core values for your team. We found our core values, which is for our company's commitment, integrity, and a growth mindset. And now that's allowing us to only hire people that share those same core values, which in turn now is leading to us to be able to scale a lot faster, build that company culture, which then is increasing our revenue and which helped us get to CG Premier. What we did in Select to level up was build bigger relationships. So in Select, we had Ren Bartlett, Eric Brewer, Gary Harper, all as our coaches in the weekly calls. And we realized, me and Chandler, my COO, realized that these individuals obviously knew a lot more than us. And so in turn, what we decided to do is being able to build a personal relationship with these people and call them our friends. So that way, if we have any difficulties we need to get solved that we know they can handle, we can go ahead and reach out to them via phone call or a text. And what CG helped us do during our weekly calls, the sales calls, the marketing calls, is realize there's a lot more KPIs that we were not tracking. And so when we were able to join CG Select during those weekly calls, we've gained a lot more insight on what numbers we should be tracking. So now that we know those numbers, we're able to make certain different pivots in our business, granular pivots in certain departments now, because we know what these metrics should be and we know what our goal should be. So if we're way behind on the goal, we know we need to target that specific department and focus on it. So other things that we learned in CG Select to level up was also TV ads. What we didn't know is that TV is a very popular form of marketing. I didn't think it existed. I thought it was only for the super wealthy or the super big companies. And what we found out is that there's a provider in CG called Bullseye Branding that runs TV ads all over the nation for real estate investors. And so I wouldn't have known that if I didn't join CG Select, and I wouldn't have been able to reach out to that person if we didn't have that sort of relationship through CG Select. And now we run TV ads. We've done it for the last year and a half. It brought in roughly around $500,000 last year into our business, additionally from what we were doing before. And this year it should be closer to $1 million that TV's bringing into our business. And it's also building a brand, right? So the money's not just the only thing. It's also building a brand around the community where we're at in Metro Atlanta. And it's going to leave us, lasting impact on growing our company. If you're looking in, you're on the fence of joining CG Select, and you might be thinking I should be joining Premier, I would rather join Premier. What I actually tell a lot of my friends, a lot of the people in that group are young entrepreneurs getting started, just like how I was, that are starting out, and maybe they're not young in age, just young in business. They don't have the same mindset or same ideas that these bigger guys might have. And that's actually a good thing, because they'll start getting more creative. They'll start finding out different ways where you can get a deal for very cheap, whether that's door knocking or a strategy here and there that can get you a deal. And what, again, I have to say is you get access to some of the same big people, like I've mentioned before, is in CG Select. You have weekly calls with those people, the same people that CG Premier has. So it's just as beneficial, and as well as gives you another thing to look forward to is going into CG Premier, right? Being able to know that, hey, if I stay on the course here, I keep implementing things I learned, I'll get to CG Premier. And again, like I tell all my guys before, it's just as valuable to join CG Select, because you still get access to a lot of the same things, as well as you're able to also still build relationships with people that are doing business just like you. The year before CG, our company did roughly about $780,000 in wholesaling real estate. We had probably about 12 people. And now this year we're on pace to do over $3 million, and we have roughly 40 people. So it's grown tremendously. I guess, what is that? Almost a little more than a 4X return on our time and on our revenue, and that's also gave us 4X on our time. I'm now in leadership positions where I can focus on bigger things and all that good stuff.